guys. So I just finished watching Season 1 of Daredevil. The Daredevil that takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Avengers universe, the Netflix show. Yeah, I know I'm kind of late. I'm a few days late, actually. I know everybody binge watched it the first day it came out, and everybody was getting their reviews up. They had it finished within the first couple days. But I finally just finished it, and I gotta say, holy shit, this was awesome. I loved Season 1 of Daredevil. Now, I'm going to try to stay away from spoiler stuff in this review, in case you have not watched it yet. If you're a Marvel fan, if you're a fan of the Avengers universe, even if you don't know that much about the character of Matt Murdock / Daredevil, I still highly recommend it, especially if you have Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, buy Netflix just for this show, I'm telling you. But let's talk about this. The plot is, if you don't know the story of Daredevil, we meet Matt Murdock, and he is a blind lawyer by day and a masked vigilante by night, and throughout the first season, he's trying to take down this guy named Wilson Fisk, who, if you guys know, Wilson Fisk is the Kingpin, from the Daredevil and the Spider-Man stuff and the animated, the comics and stuff like that. And he's trying to, make all these connections. He's trying to find all this evidence to bring Wilson Fisk down because he's doing very bad things. And that's pretty much the general plot of the first season. Like I said, guys, I really, really enjoyed this a lot. Let's talk about the cast. Charlie Cox is playing Matt Murdock, a.k.a. Daredevil. And I'm going to try not to compare this to the Ben Affleck movie Daredevil that came out in 2003. I do have a review up for that movie if you guys want to go look through my channel and check that out. I do have a review for that movie out. But I'm going to try not to compare it too much. Charlie Cox was awesome as Matt Murdock. I loved him. I loved following him. He brought something to the character of Matt Murdock that we didn't really see before in the live action movie that Ben Affleck did. Even in the director's cut, when they show a little bit more of what Matt Murdock is by day, he brought a lot more. Charlie Cox brought a lot more to the character of Matt Murdock. I love seeing that. Rosario Dawson's in this show, and if you guys don't know, she's in Clerks 2, she's in Zookeeper, she's in Men in Black 2. Rosario Dawson, she's in a lot of stuff. She's playing a nurse named Claire, and, she was fine. I love Rosario Dawson, and her character, though, again, I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, but her character, she doesn't do too much in the show. That's kind of a negative thing for me. Is because I thought she was a bit underused. Maybe they'll have her do more in Season 2. Maybe she's scheduling conflicts or something. I don't know what's going on, but she's not there too much. Let's talk about, I'm going to forget half of these actors' names, but the guy who played Foggy Nelson, Franklin Foggy Nelson, who was Matt Murdock's best friend and partner at Nelson and Murdock, attorneys at law, avocados at law. Watch the show, you'll get that joke. In the movie, Jon Favreau played Foggy, and I like Jon Favreau in the movie as Foggy. He was fine. Didn't really have any problems with him, but this, interpretation of Foggy, oh my god, I love the character of Foggy. I would probably put him in my top 3 favorite characters of the show, for sure. But yeah, I love the guy who played Foggy. I love the character of Foggy, the humor, the banter that he has with Matt Murdock and with the other characters. Speaking of other characters that he has banter with, Karen Page, who, again, this is hard to do without spoiling something, but in the first episode, we meet Karen, and she kind of seeks the help of Matt Murdock and Foggy. And she eventually ends up working for them. And the banter between, Foggy and Matt and Karen, between those three were great. We have, again, Vincent. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't know. He's the guy who played Private Pyle in Full Metal Jacket, He's playing Wilson Fisk. And Wilson Fisk is supposed to be this bad dude. He's supposed to be, the big bad of the season, the guy we're trying to take down. He's the villain. You're not supposed to like him, but I'm telling you, they made it so hard to hate this character. Even as a villain, you can sympathize with this villain, and I honestly, I found myself rooting for Wilson Fisk a lot more than I should have. You know, it's his past that comes into play, and, you know, the way he is and why he's doing what he's doing, you can understand him, if anything, and, you can kind of relate to the guy a little bit. You can kind of understand what he was going through and why he's doing what he's doing a little bit. Sure, his methods are a little fucked up, but, yeah, yeah. Then we get characters like Ben Urich. And, of course, I love Ben Urich. Again, another character that was kind of underused a little bit. Just a little bit. He was more useful than he was in the movie. I'm comparing this to the movie a lot. And I said I was going to try not to. But, yeah. Anyway, Ben Urich, yeah, he had a lot more to do than what I thought they were going to do with him. But still, I think they could have done a little bit more with him. Wesley, who is Wilson Fisk's right-hand man. Another guy that I liked for the most part. There were some times where I thought he went a little too far, being a dick. But, yeah. I like the character of Wesley, following him around with Wilson Fisk. And, yeah. Let's talk about, who else can we talk about? There's this character named Stick that comes into play. Around episode 6. Is it 6 or is it 7? I don't remember what exactly episode it was. This guy named Stick, we find out that he and Matt Murdock kind of have a little history, and Stick, yeah, he's an asshole, and I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but I thought he was a likable asshole. I don't know. It was something about the character of Stick that, you know, I kind of liked. Maybe because I'm an asshole, too. That's probably the case. But anyway, let's talk about the tone. Because this is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the Avengers universe. This show, while it does have small little references to the Avengers, much, much different from the Avengers. It's dark. It's gritty. It's fucking brutal. Oh my god. This show is brutal. They do a lot of fucked up shit. You see a lot of gore and blood, and Netflix, I'm telling you right now, Netflix was the right format to do this show on. I have no doubt about that. Now, I gotta admit, when they said they were doing it for Netflix, I was kind of a little worried. I knew they could push the limits a little bit, but I didn't know exactly how far Marvel was willing to go with it. They fucking went all out for it, and I'm glad they did. Netflix was the right formula. It makes me more excited for Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and possibly the Defenders, you know, thing. I know, I'm talking all nerdy right now. All you non-nerds are not going to know what the hell I'm talking about, but you'll learn one day. But yeah, the costume. Let's talk about the costume, because the costume, when the pictures came out, and it's just him in the black, and he's got, like, the thing over his eyes, and, I gotta admit, the costume was something, when I saw the pictures, I was not a fan of. And I know it's taken right out of, like, the Frank Miller Daredevil stuff. And the trailer, it looked like he was going to have that for the whole show. And in a sense, he does, but then again, he doesn't. But I gotta say, that costume, while I had my doubts when the picture first came out, I gotta say, it works for the show. And after a while, you get used to the costume, and you're like, so when he does, you know, eventually get the red outfit with the horns and everything, you're kind of like, well, you know, I was so used to him going around in the black, and it's got a very Arrow kind of Batman Begins feel to it, and that's not really a bad thing. It's just the way that the formula was, how he's a vigilante. The city doesn't know if they can trust him or not, and you know, they're calling him the Man in the Mask. They're not calling him by his superhero name, which is Daredevil. They don't call him Daredevil. They call him the Man in the Mask. And I like that a lot. So yeah, guys, highly recommend Daredevil. If you have not checked it out yet, go check it out. If you have seen it, let me know down in the comments below what you think of Daredevil. Try to stay away from spoilers in the comments, just in case there's people out there who still haven't watched it yet. I know There's a couple of people who aren't really into the whole superhero thing, but I'm trying to convince them to check out Daredevil. That's how much that I really did the show. I can't, highly recommend it enough. Um, so season 1 of Daredevil, I'm personally going to give it an A plus. And when that last episode ends and that finale, and that's another thing I want to talk about. The fight scenes are so beautifully choreographed and shot. It's beautiful. And I already mentioned how brutal and gory and stuff they were. You guys have to watch to see for yourselves. But yeah, those fight scenes are awesome. And I loved every single minute of it. And I was kind of hoping that we would get every single season of Daredevil all at once. Because as soon as I was done with the finale, I'm like, alright, next episode. Oh shit. That was the last one. Now I gotta wait until season 2. And I might, if you guys ask for it enough, I think I might do a spoiler review of it just so I can talk about it in more detail on kind of what I want to see in the second season and what I thought, the small spoiler details. So if you guys want, I can do a spoiler review for this. But for right now, this is non-spoiler. I'm giving it an A+, like I said. What do you guys think of Daredevil? Comment down below. Let me know. And, yeah. Well, see you later.